move in front. Gives it to Robert into the corner. Perrault works in front. Robert, the shot scores! René Robert!
The French Connection had so much respect because of their playmaking was probably the strongest in the league then. And René was a kind of a leader on that line. He made Gilbert play better and better.
Right in angle, score! René Robert!
Every time he stepped on the ice, he was going to try to score. He was driven. He brought a lot of energy to that line.
René Robert with an overtime goal right on the face.
The bigger the game, the bigger the goal. And he had a penchant for that when it mattered, so he was good.
The right point to Robert. He shoots. He scores! Robert from the right point. Coming to center. Dumps it off the boards in the corner. Robert going after it. He scores! René Robert! And the Sabres win it again in overtime. Off the boards in the corner. Robert!
Welcome back, Instigators, WGR 550 and MSG. We're remembering René Robert, who passed away yesterday at the age of 72, and not just a legend on the ice, a legend off the ice, a fan amongst the fans, or obviously, and very popular amongst his teammates. And joining us now on the show, a longtime teammate and a longtime friend of René Robert, Don Luce, joining us. And normally I'd like to say good morning, Don, but that's not the case today. And I guess I say, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I feel very sad for passing of Rennie, and my prayers and wishes go out to the family.
What can you tell us about René? I mean, you played with him for such a long time. I know you guys were great friends. Obviously, seeing you guys interact at alumni events and things like that. I mean, what's one thing that maybe people may not know about him, or what should be left in his memory? How should people be remembering René?
Well, I think René had sometimes a crusty attitude, and I think that if you met him at the wrong time, you might get the wrong attitude or opinion of him. But he had a heart of gold. He really wanted to. He was a really good person. I played with him in Buffalo for years, and actually we finished up our career together in Toronto. And his family was a great family. He's such a great guy. He's a great competitor, great teammate. Really a fun guy to be around, and we had a lot of good laughs together. And again, it's just very sad to see him has to go at this time.
We had Danny Gare on off the top of the show. Tell us about the first time you met René. We do know that you don't have a ton of time here, and we do appreciate you coming on today. Such an emotional circumstance. But tell us about the first time you met René and the last time you saw René.
Well, when he first met René, it was a long, long time ago, and probably 1972, probably, and he was. I felt right away that he was coming to Buffalo with a mission, and to prove that that he could play in the National Hockey League and that be part of a team that could do some very good things. So I think that first thing I remember about René was that he was focused on being the best player he could be. And the last time I talked to him, I just talked to him last week, as a matter of fact, and everything seemed to be going good, and he was very positive, and things were all on track. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's gone.
Don Luce joining us here. We're talking about René Robert, who passed away yesterday. Any funny memories? I mean, he was, just obviously life of the party type of guy. Was he that way when he played? Was he always that way, the crusty guy when he played, or was that something that came along when he was older?
Well, he was not. I don't know if crusty is the right term, but he just sometimes he would show an attitude, and I guess that to me, he was just a great teammate, and that he loved to have a good joke and stuff like that, but he wasn't crazy about it, and he had his opinions, and I think that he stood for what he was, and I think everybody that played with René knows that he was a great competitor and a clutch goal scorer and just a great teammate.
Don Luce joining us.
Donnie, you're always coming up through. I've always believed in you and being a voice of reason for guys, because you always give out very good advice. Along the way, was there any conversations with René that you were like, hey, this, that? Because I know you and I have had many of those conversations. And what was it kind of like dealing with a guy like René?
Well, it's funny, René, René had his opinions, and I always kidded René that he came with a chip on his shoulder, and I figured that's the one thing they left out of the statue in front of the rink there was the chip on his shoulder, and I'd always tease him about that because he always seemed to have a little bit of an attitude about. I think the attitude was that trying to prove that he was a good player, and I think that some of that, I guess, just being with him and talking to him, we made joke of it, but I think it helped change his attitude a little bit, and I think that I don't know, I just can't say enough about René. He was such a good person, and he's such a good friend to me.
Well, we know it's a very emotional day for not just you, but a lot of Sabre alumni who did call René a friend. And we also know that you don't have a ton of time. So we thank you very much today, Donnie, for coming on and chatting with us and sharing some memories about René. And, my condolences to you and obviously all of us at the alumni and especially his family. So thanks very much for joining us today, Donnie.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right.
Thank you, Donnie.
You as well.